Is there a black gender war? Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host Shikama. This video is in response to, or the second part of, Leave Black People Alone, There Is No Black Gender War. Now, a lot of you have taken me to task and left comments about my video and questioned me and called me an idiot and silly, what have you. That's fine. I don't care about that. And you try and present evidence. But the evidence that you present is anecdotal. I actually have press passes, press releases, press credentials to actually do stories, go out on scene, go out to police stops or crime scenes or what have you. I refuse to get the beyond the yellow line. I don't need to actually see a body or anything like that. I'd probably faint and it'd probably be... I was at the scene of a robbery and I almost fainted, so no, I don't need to see dead bodies or anything. Call me a wimp if you want to, but I don't see that. I'm not used to seeing that. Maybe in about 10 years. Anyway, back to the video. It's really serious. Okay. Now, you present anecdotal evidence to me. I actually do research, have seen the research, have seen the national researches, national surveys, national data. Here is the truth. In the black community, once you get to $40,000 a year, all of that disappears. All of you are presenting anecdotal evidence to me. I've seen black women in court. I've seen black women get divorced. I've seen black women get child custody. I've seen black women get alimony. I've seen. And with the national data, when you take a look at $40,000 a year, this entire feminism stuff disappears, which brings me to my ulterior thought, an idea of why do black people vote Democrat. It doesn't make sense. After you get to $40,000 a year, blacks become conservative. They are staunchly conservative. And everything that you can imagine in a Catholic, white, middle class and upper middle class family that you would believe in, if you wrote down this is what conservative looks like, that's black people. And it always was that way to begin with. And we used to be 100% Republican for about 100 years, about 180 to 100 years. We were strictly Republican, and in fact, black people would beat up a black person or even kill them if they claimed to be a Democrat. The Democrats have taken control of the media, have taken control. I'm talking about Democrat. I'm not talking about liberal. I'm talking about Democrats, because Democrat and liberal doesn't always mean the same thing. They have taken. This is a party, a political party that we're talking about. They've taken control of the media and started brainwashing at least the black community into thinking that voting Democrat is good. Voting Democrat is not good. You're voting against your own self-interest. Let's go back to the gender war. The whole men going their own way, men's rights, feminists, women's rights, and what have you, that all evaporates and is a non-issue in the black community once you get to $40,000 a year. And it becomes even more apparent when you get to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. All of the stuff that you see on TV, in the news, in the movies, in the commercials, on TV with the Maury Povich show and the court TV shows are completely and utterly wrong when you take a look at the actual data. When you actually take a look at the data, all of that goes out the window because you don't have high divorce rates, you don't have high criminal rates, you don't have high incarceration rates, you don't have high any of that stuff. You don't. Black people marry more at $40,000 a year and divorce less at $40,000 a year and up. When you start getting into the higher and upper education levels, they divorce 80%. It's the marriage rate is at 80%. The divorce rate climbs down to a staggering 10 to 16%, depending on what chart you're looking at. So the more educated you are, the more conservative you will be in the black community, if you take a look at it like that. Education is good. It is fantastic for black people. If you want to really hedge your bets on a really good life, get into some degree where you can make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year coming out of undergrad. Forget about masters. You'll be living a friggin' Cinderella life. There is no gender war in the black community past middle class, and once you get into solid middle class, there is no gender war. None of that stuff about men's rights, women's rights, feminism, women treating men like dogs, it disappears. It disappears. Black people have always been conservative. They still are conservative. And for you black people coming to my channel telling me that I don't know, and that I haven't, and that I'm a joke, and that I need to see how black people are wrong, and black people are divorcing, and black people are criminals, you are promoting the same exact black bashing that the media does. You are just continuing this circle of defeat. I'm here to give you good news. I'm here to tell you the positive news. This is the truth. Black people are conservative. They get married, they have children, and they're not homosexual. All of that disappears. It completely. It's like a fairy tale. It's a magic number. $40,000 a year. Go look it up for yourself. Go look it up for yourself. And don't ask me for my sources. Go look it up for yourself. Because I don't want to give you my sources, and then I give you my sources, and you say, "Oh, that's a terrible source." Go look it up yourself. Go, please, go, go. Thank you for choosing to watch the Shikama Live Show. Your host, Shikama. Good day.